Quet, coming to Hunter from Cop 22. This year the evening of we reception, right here, where the Gullah Geechee nation get to join with the other rest of the nations and thing at the UNESCO Pavilion, right here in Marrakech, Morocco. Wonderful place, wonderful opportunity. For Hunter children, the word is act. We are for change the climate of climate change. So how Hunter do that? Make sure everybody, the whole funny culture and thing like that, and when one culture dies, another soon follows. So let us help all the cultures in the world to live. And here we celebrate our cultures together. Hunter children know this year the Queen Quet, head from the body of the Gullah Geechee nation. So glad for be with the other nations of the world at COP 22. This year, how we do.
At the intersection of culture and heritage and climate change. So we have two hosts for our cocktail. We have UNESCO, who's providing this pavilion, and we have the Union of Concerned Scientists of the United States of America, who is our primary sponsor. So maybe first I asked our representative from UNESCO to welcome you to their pavilion.
Thank you, Andrew. We are actually two representatives of UNESCO here tonight. To thank you very much that you have selected the UNESCO Pavilion for this important reception. Needless to say, for UNESCO, the United Nations Educational Cultural Organization, there is no doubt that culture is our main stake. And it also what brings member states together strongly at our headquarters in Paris. So we're very pleased to see you here. You mentioned the issue of traditional knowledge. We have a representative here, Jennifer Rubis, who works to have a local indigenous knowledge program. So we are very, very pleased to see you here. Just give over the floor to Nina, who can say a few words on what we have done together with ICOMOS during the last few days.
Merci. Je vais plutôt parler en français pour changer un peu pour le public anglophone. Alors, encore une fois, bienvenue tout le monde. L'objectif de ces cocktails qui était organisé par Conseil international de monuments et des sites et par l'Union scientifique concernée, par l'UNESCO, sous le droit de pavillon de l'UNESCO. Donc, c'est réunir cette communauté qui est pour l'instant une petite, assez petite communauté des gens qui travaillent sur le patrimoine naturel et culturel, que les gens se font connaître, échangent leur expérience et créent les liens et coopérations. Bon, voilà, c'est une bonne occasion, profitez-en, échangez les idées, les contacts, etc. Bienvenue.
Thank you everyone for being here today. My name is Rachel Freitas and I'm with the Union of Concerned Scientists. I'm very sorry my colleague Adam Markham was supposed to be here, who leads our work on climate and heritage. He's taken ill, so I'm filling in for him. What I wanted to say today was it's wonderful to see so many people here who care about these issues at the intersection of climate and heritage. Earlier this year, UCS, which is a science-based advocacy organization based out of Cambridge, Massachusetts in the US, together with UNESCO and UNEP, with IUCN and ICOMOS, released a report on the impact of climate change on the world's cultural heritage sites. And what the report found was on every continent in this world, there are sites that are at risk from the extreme impacts of climate change, whether you're talking about sea level rise, extreme weather events, extreme heat, drought. And what this means is that our very heritage, the things that connect us to this planet and the things that we value as people, as human beings, are being lost as we speak. And this is the future that we're trying to protect for our children, for ourselves, for a better world, essentially. And what we're very happy to see is, as Andrew was saying, that this issue is coming up more and more in the context of the UNFCCC. It's coming up because people care, of course, about places and the heritage, but also because this is about people, right? It's about the things that we value and hold dear. And we're seeing it in the context of loss and damage, the mobility of human populations that are having to move from places that are inhospitable because of climate change impacts. And so we'd love to see this become more central in the context of the UNFCCC. And I'd like to actually invite a good friend and colleague in the trenches working on climate change, Quet, who actually works in a very special place, lives in a very special place in the United States. That's both about cultural heritage, but a living cultural heritage with real people right now working very hard to preserve it.
Good evening. How are the children to do? We're glad for day and thing like that from the Gullah Geechee Nation. I'm Queen Quet, head from the body of the Gullah Geechee Nation. I'm Queen Quet, chiefess and head of state for the Gullah Geechee Nation, and I'm very happy to be here with all of you tonight because we're all here as people of passion. trying to do what we can to heal Mother Earth so that she will continue to nurture us. And so it is a blessing to be here this evening. And I just want to just share just a little bit of a traditional song with all of you, because I know sometimes when we're in this fight for what we're doing globally, you need that energy to keep going forward. And so this is just a little bit of something that keeps us going forward in the Gullah Geechee Nation. Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Everything might be alright, but I have a fight on. Just a little while longer, fight on. Just a little while longer, fight on. Just a little while longer, everything might be alright. Hold on, chill on, everything might be alright. I'm a fighter, everything will be alright.
I cannot top that. So, with that, thank you so much for coming.
You can sing in everything, okay? I try.
Ellos lucharon, defendieron la selva y por eso nuestra selva, ahora generaciones jóvenes estamos luchando porque esta selva yasuní es importante para nosotros, mujeres y hombres, y para el mundo. Por eso debemos cuidar la selva y defender la tierra. Por eso voy a cantar, porque dice, es un árbol que es importante, es un árbol que da todas los aves, animales, y ese árbol debemos cuidar para toda generación. Y esta música es para los abuelos que cantaban siempre.
So this song, so this song is a song from the Amazon, from her peoples, and this song was a song that was brought to her from her elders, and they sang this song to protect the tree, a tree that was very symbolic and important to their people, that sustained life, sustained birds, sustained the people. And so this song is important because it reminds the young people what we're fighting for. If we don't fight for
for the forest, if we don't fight for Yasuni, then what future can we expect to have? And this is a song that reminds my people and all of the world the importance of preserving the Mother Earth. And she just wants to highlight that in Yasuni, it's not just her people that live in this land. There's other indigenous brothers and sisters that Yasuni, they call Yasuni home. And so their fight is to keep the oil on the ground so that they can continue to live in the way that they have, and so that life may continue to be and flourish in that forest. That's why our culture and our language. So I give you this message of a little taste of our language and our life way, so that you may know what is at stake when oil companies come onto our land and what can be lost. Thank you.
So now you have gotten to not only taste a little something tonight in your glasses, but we pray that you have tasted it now in your minds and your hearts, and that we all have a renewed energy to continue to fight for cultural heritage while we stand for climate change and for the positive in the future. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night and a blessed conference.